This is Minecraft, easily recognized by its blocky world, timeless building mechanics, and dedicated fanbase of people who think this meme is funny. And also everyone else, because it's the best-selling game of all time, right ahead of Tetris, GTA 5, and Wii Sports. You'd be hard-pressed to find any three less similar games. And when something's iconography becomes that instantly recognizable, you're gonna get copycats. Sorry. You just have to Google basically any two-word combination of mine, block, craft, and world, and after not too long, you'll find a Minecraft clone. Today, a very special guest, it's me, I'm very special, we'll be taking a look at some of these clones and what makes them tick. Whether they be a fun little project someone just made to entertain themselves, or a shameless cash grab trying to capitalize on Minecraft's existing player base, today, they're not safe from my grubby little eyes. Block World. So Block World has two basic game modes, survival and free play. Choose your poison and you'll be thrown right into a blocky landscape obscured only by your character model clipping through your camera, and the website the game is hosted on trying to sell you toothpaste. Ah, that's an ad. They're trying to advertise personal hygiene products to gamers. The lighting engine in this is better than the one in actual Minecraft. There are like shadows and stuff. Step it up, Mojang. You've just been outdone by crazygames.com. Did that sheep just turn into an acorn? Free play is about what you'd expect from a mode called free play in a game like this. You're just thrown into the world and you have full access to the building mechanics. You can delete any block instantly and place any block instantly from the selection of all 9 blocks in the game. That is, under the assumption that the game's controls are working at the given time. Okay, so if I move my head too far, the cursor will just leave the game? And I can't turn. The survival game mode is slightly different from what you might expect. You still have infinite building resources. The survival comes from a health bar that will gradually go down as you play. And you have to stop it from running out by running up to one of the millions of pieces of food on the ground and pressing E to eat it. That's it, that's the only difference between the two modes. Block World is the Minecraft-inspired building game in which you can let your creativity run wild as you build structures that pierce the skyline. Start by mining materials from all around you using your pickaxe, which you don't have and isn't in the game. There are loads of these like little cute farm animals that look really nice but don't actually do anything or move at all. In fact, loads of the models look better than the ones in Minecraft. The collision could use some work though. Oh. Okay. Worldcraft. I don't know, this one just gave me a black screen on the only website I could find it hosted on. If anyone knows how to fix this, please let me know. I desperately want to play Worldcraft. Mineclone. Mineclone doesn't just clone Minecraft's blocky landscape. It also... Did that pig just teleport? Mineclone doesn't just clone Minecraft's blocky landscape. It also clones a few of its assets as well. Mineclone has essentially the same building mechanics that Block World does. You start with a pickaxe that can delete any block in the world instantly, and an infinite supply of any block in the game. It also has surprisingly similar survival mechanics. But instead of your health going down slowly over time, your hunger goes down slowly over time, and if it runs out, your health goes down. Running out of hunger is the only way to take damage, so this is really a distinction without a difference. In both games, you live on a death timer that's only extended by you eating food. Very similar. But the first mechanical difference you'll notice is that this game has daily quests. And every time you play the game, every day that you get a new quest, your objective will always be the same. Your objective will be to... pig. I mean, that's what it says. That's what your daily task is. Your daily task is to pig. Habitat, grassy plains.
Pigs are indigenous to the plains biome.
Notes, does not fight back. Reward, pork. Time to find some teleporting pigs and do miscellaneous things to them that will make pork happen. Yes, while the quest itself is labelled rather ambiguously as just... you have to pig? What could this possibly mean? I mean, I'll tell you what it sounds like. Pigging sounds like it would be some sad British sex thing, but actually, surprisingly enough, it means you have to kill the pig. Habitat, grassy plains. Notes, does not fight back. Reward, pork. I guess we're supposed to kill a pig? I didn't say that you're supposed to kill it. It just said, like, that's the challenge. Challenge, pig. Daily task is pig. Guys, we have to pig. The game wants us to pig. Eventually, once you find... What the fuck? Eventually, once you find a pig, it'll try to escape you by ramming its face into the nearest wall. But because you're just too smart to fall for such brilliant 4D chess tactics, you'll manage to pig until the next day when you'll be given exactly the same daily quest again. Oh, a new daily task. Pig! We have to pig again. As far as water physics is concerned, yeah, the game doesn't have those. Mineclone is a cool Minecraft-inspired game in which you build whatever you can imagine, interact, different blocks, create structures. You can also complete different challenges and gain daily rewards. Furthermore, you can also interact with the various animals and creatures on the map, by which it means pigs. There's only pigs. What is it with these games and them not actually knowing what's in them? Mineclone 2. That's right. This game got it. Oh, it's a Grammarly ad. Hang on. Grammarly does more than catch errors. It also gets rated 1 star by 63% of Mineclone 2 is pretty much an entirely different game from the first one. The first thing you'll notice is that the FOV is zoomed in so far that you can't fucking play it, which is moderately inconvenient. The world is kind of pretty though, I mean, what you can see of it. You're greeted by scenery of palm trees, vast lakes, and whatever the fuck this stuff is supposed to be. I don't know, it just looks kind of like an anime character bathed after 3 days of eating nothing but hard candy. I mean, is it supposed to be sand? Is this what sand looks like now? I mean, there is no other sand block in the game, but if a beach looked like this, I'd be worried it would stick to my shoe. I don't like sand. It's sticky and gooey, and I don't really like touching it, but I like touching you, Padme. You're played by Natalie Portman. I'm starting to think it might not be sand, because it spawns mostly in these massive clumps above the earth, not on like beaches and stuff. Not sure what that means it's supposed to be. Fuck it could still be sand, who knows? You also will of course be pleased to learn that this game did retain the water physics of the original. Now, of all the games we've looked at today, with the possible exception of Worldcraft, Mineclone 2 is the first one that even attempts to have blocks drop items as you mine them, and an inventory in which you can store them, and even a crafting system that you can use to, well, craft. At least, I assume that's what all this stuff is supposed to be, but here's the problem with it. Lots of games, when it comes to collectible items, will have a pickup distance. To pick up the collectible, you don't actually have to precisely touch it. You just have to walk near enough to it, and in some games that'll just pick up the item for you and put it in your inventory, and in others it will draw the item towards you so that it can touch your player and you can pick it up then.
Gobshite.
In Mineclone 2, the part of the system that draws the items towards you works, but the part of the equation where it then puts the item in your inventory, not so much. Instead, the game will just fling items at you, and then they will follow you wherever you go, annoying you, but not actually entering your inventory. Sorry, I do realize that in a previous video I bothered a lot of people with my pronunciation of the word inventory, but the thing is there are actually like multiple acceptable pronunciations of that word. You've got inventory, inventory, and inventory. Those are all perfectly fine, so get off my ass. And that goes double for the items that are on my ass right now. Stop following me. I all get in my inventory, one of the two. But if you could just like stop clipping through my camera, that would be great. And speaking of the camera, damn that FOV though. Like, who looked at this and thought, yeah, this is fine. This is about as much of the world as the player needs to see. Now, unfortunately, one thing that Mineclone 2 didn't retain from the original is the pigging quests. But that's probably for the best, because I've already ground that joke into the fucking dirt. Another fun oddity about Mineclone 2 is that it's the only game we've looked at so far in which the player can actually fly, which is an odd disconnect since it's the only one where you actually have to gather resources yourself. Also, grass grows underwater. The game also has a second game mode in which everything is half the height, called Half Game, which exists. And is there. Mineclone 3, oh my god, there's another one. Mineclone 3 has the most in-depth menu screen of all of these. So many options. You can choose to play with or without enemies, how long the days are, or if there even are days or nights. And you can choose from a vast array of different world types. All of these options do have some effect on the game. For example, if you choose to play with enemies, then these little green men will spawn in your world. They don't do anything, but they're there. There was one time I thought one of them was attacking me, but it turns out it was just going in that direction anyway. Sorry to bother you, sir. I didn't realize you were just going about your business. When it comes down to it, though, it's probably for the best that the enemies don't attack you in this game, because you can't attack them back. Despite the enemies not being very enemy-y, of all the games we've looked at so far, Mineclone 3 easily has the most functionality. You can actually mine blocks and have them go into your inventory in this one. There are sort of water physics in it as well. Not so much for lava, but this is definitely still a step up. So good on Mineclone 3. Or Mineclone 4, let me know when you've decided which sequel you would like to be, and I will compliment you accordingly. The sand is less cursed in this version, which is nice, although I would say it still doesn't look quite like sand. It looks more like hay to me. If I saw some sand and it was this color, I'm not entirely sure what I would think. Although I am slightly more concerned with how many frames are dropping. God damn, this doesn't seem like this game is particularly well optimized. Also, no, I don't know what's with the arrow that occasionally spins in the middle of the screen either. Oh, what? Spin. Okay, we spun. Now, while a few of the previous games we've looked at have run ads, which is absolutely fine, particularly on games that are being given out to the masses for free, Minecraft 3 interrupts your gameplay like every 3 minutes to serve you a video ad. Oh, that's an ad. I spoke to Mauler about it yesterday, and he seems to have some... Oh, the game is gone. Oh, let's put this guy in lava, since we couldn't kill him with us. Okay, hey green boy. Oh, we've put ourselves in... Oh my god. Guys, you want to go on holiday to Miami? Oh, ad time. I love how the screenshot for the loading screen is from Minecraft. Oh, ad time. Oh, ad time. Guys, I really want to go on a holiday to Miami right now. Sometimes the ads in this game would appear more frequently than the frames, but that's Minecraft 3. Alright, so what's in my inventory? We've got some rock, some weapon of fire. I'm sorry, not sword, weapon. And then weapon of fire. Let's use that. I mean, why would we not be using that? Didn't notice that, but they're exactly what I thought they would be. Oh my god, that's lava. And, oh, okay. Okay. Worldcraft 3D. The menu screen art seems a tad familiar here. Hang on a second, this is just Minecraft 2 again. Except the water is invisible. I'll be honest, finding footage to show you that something is invisible was quite difficult. Also, instead of clumps of bubblegum sand, we've got clumps of furnace tops. Yeah, that's definitely where they got that texture. Not sure why, though. The FOV is still zoomed in really far, but hey, you can actually mine items and put them in your inventory and place them now. So I suppose you win some, you lose some. Worldcraft 2. While the original Worldcraft was an entirely black screen, Worldcraft 2 has taken the series in a radical new direction by implementing the idea of maybe not doing that. Worldcraft 2 has an absolutely banging EDM soundtrack. I just thought that my review, like all 2 minutes of it, should get across the feeling of what it's actually like to play the game. Soundtrack aside, the game is probably the most basic version of a Minecraft clone we've seen today. Similar to creative mode in actual Minecraft, you can delete any block you want instantly, and then place any block you want from an infinite supply of every block in the game. The sky is an empty black void of eternal darkness, which is either some kind of profound comment on the nature of life, or a missing texture. There are 4 different worlds to choose from, and each one is made of different blocks. Only one! You know what? This is actually causing some strain on my voice now, so I'm gonna go back to normal. Only one of the 4 worlds has a block in it that you could call a door. Look, there it is. Let's place one of those. Oh, but apart from a few blocks not working properly and them forgetting to put the sky in it, Worldcraft 2 is a pretty much functional and very, very basic place blocks, delete blocks simulator. Mineblock. Nope, that's just Minecraft 2 again. Oh my god, the questionable sand is back as well. Why has this game been repackaged under different titles so many times? What's going on? Cube World. Just kidding. I know that Cube World is a great game that is in no way a knockoff of Minecraft, and you should definitely play. And that's the note I'm gonna leave on. Goodbye.